Have you ever felt like weight gain and low energy are part of a cycle you just can't seem to break? You're definitely not alone. It's a really common struggle, and today we're going to dive deep into the science behind why that is, especially looking at the powerful and, let's be honest, often confusing link between a man's weight and his hormones. So let's just start with that big question. Why does it feel like a trap? You try to lose weight, but it feels like your own body is fighting you every step of the way. Well, it turns out there's a very real biological reason for that feeling. It's a hormonal feedback loop that can be incredibly tough to escape.
And here it is, the heart of the matter. It is a vicious cycle. Having excess body fat can directly cause a drop in testosterone, but at the exact same time, having low testosterone makes it way harder to lose weight and much easier to store fat. So each problem just feeds the other one, creating this trap that can leave you feeling completely stuck.
Now, this isn't just some vague feeling people have. It's a recognized medical condition. It's called male obesity-related secondary hypogonadism, or MOSH for short. Okay, I know that's a mouthful, but stick with me. We are about to pull back the curtain on the biology that's driving this whole frustrating cycle. So, just how big of a deal is this? Well, the numbers are pretty shocking. Research shows that men with a BMI over 30, which is the clinical definition of obesity, are almost 9 times more likely to have low testosterone. Think about that. This isn't some minor effect. It's a huge direct link. Okay, so how does this actually work, right? How can body fat actively tank a critical hormone like testosterone? Let's unpack the biological machinery behind all this. And it really all comes down to one specific enzyme. All right, meet the main culprit, aromatase. This is an enzyme that's all over your body, but it is especially active in fat tissue. And its main job? It takes your testosterone and literally converts it into a form of estrogen called estradiol. And the math is simple. The more fat tissue you have, the more aromatase you have running the show. What's so fascinating is that we've learned fat isn't just this passive stuff we carry around. It's an active hormonal factory. It is busy in there. Not only is it running that aromatase conversion we just talked about, but it's also pumping out inflammatory signals and messing with other key hormones. We're talking about insulin, which handles your blood sugar, and leptin, which is supposed to tell your brain you're full. Fat tissue basically throws a wrench into all these systems, making your body's whole metabolic balance go haywire.
And right here, you can see the whole feedback loop in action. Just follow the arrows. More body fat means more aromatase, which means more of your testosterone gets turned into estrogen. Now your brain, which is constantly checking your hormone levels, it sees this. It thinks, whoa, we've got plenty of hormones. And it sends a signal down to the testes to slow down testosterone production. Of course, less testosterone makes it harder to build muscle and easier to store fat, which leads right back to, you guessed it, more fat. It is a perfect self-sustaining trap.
So if you're caught in this thing, how in the world do you get out? Well, the research is overwhelmingly clear on the most powerful first step, and it's probably not what you think. It's not about directly supplementing the hormone, it's about breaking the cycle at its source. And this right here is the most important message of all. This whole hormonal mess, MOSH, is often completely reversible. By losing weight, you can actually restore your body's natural hormone function without ever needing to go on hormone therapy. Your body wants to find balance. Sometimes we just need to help it clear the path. And what's really powerful is just how clear the connection is. Look at this. Studies show that a nearly 10% weight loss through diet and exercise gives a nice, modest boost to testosterone. But now look at the effect of major weight loss. We're talking around 32% after bariatric surgery. The increase in testosterone is 3 times higher. So the key takeaway is this. The more weight you lose, the more dramatic the hormonal recovery. This quote just sums it all up perfectly. For a lot of men, just achieving significant, consistent weight loss can raise testosterone just as effectively as taking testosterone replacement therapy or TRT. It's an amazing reminder that sometimes lifestyle changes are the most powerful medicine we have.
But of course, for some people, lifestyle changes alone aren't quite enough. Or maybe they just need an extra tool to kickstart that journey. And this is where medical therapies come into the picture. But the options we have today are radically different than they were just a few years ago.
So the traditional approach might be, well, let's just replace the missing testosterone with TRT. And yeah, it can help. It can improve muscle mass and reduce fat, but it's basically just putting a patch on the problem. It doesn't fix the real underlying issue, the excess body fat and all that aromatase activity. You're just treating a symptom, not the actual cause. So a much smarter approach is starting to take over. Instead of trying to fix the low testosterone side of the equation, these new drugs are designed to directly attack the other half of the cycle, the obesity itself. By helping people lose a significant amount of weight, these medications break the vicious cycle right at its root.
And the results are, well, they're staggering. Just look at this. In clinical trials, drugs like semaglutide led to an average weight loss of 15%. And then the newer one, tirzepatide, pushed that even further to 20% average weight loss. I mean, these are numbers that, until very recently, you only ever saw with major surgery. This is a total game changer.
So how on earth do they do this? Well, they're part of a class called GLP-1 agonists. Basically, they work by copying the natural hormones in your gut that are supposed to tell your brain that you're full. They dial down the hunger signals, they slow down digestion, and they make you feel satisfied with way less food. The end result is powerful, sustained weight loss, which finally gives the body's natural hormone system a chance to reboot and find its balance again.
Okay, so let's pull all this together. What is the big picture here? Because this isn't just about weight loss or hormones, it's really about a fundamental shift in how we understand and even manage our own biology.
So what are the 3 key things to walk away with? First, just recognize that this obesity-testosterone connection is a real, self-perpetuating cycle. Second, the #1 priority for breaking that cycle is weight loss. And third, these incredible modern therapies that target weight directly are providing powerful new tools to help make that happen.
And all of this leads to a really fascinating shift in perspective, one that actually borrows from fields like engineering. We're moving away from treating isolated symptoms, and we're starting to see the body as this complex, interconnected system. And for the first time, we're developing the tools to intervene in that system with more precision than ever before.
And that leaves us with one last, really crucial question. We've now developed drugs that can fundamentally change the body's energy balance with a simple injection. This gives us a level of control over our own biology that is completely unprecedented. So, as we step into this new era, what are the new ethical and societal challenges we need to get ready to face?